It's rolling, we're in.
I'll leave the chocolate alone then.
Yeah. We're back.
We have to do like an official intro one day, won't we?
Yeah, we'll do it probably.
Yeah,
first one since Wickham was the first game we missed.
Last one was pre Wickham was last one, wasn't
Pre
it?
Wickham, yeah.
Yeah, and
So that was you didn't go to the Alex?
I didn't go.
Me
No,
and you went to it.
doesn't sound like I missed
We
much.
did go to that. My God, yeah.
It was.
It was
shite, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah. Much as I've said about during games we sleepwalking our way through this season, that was a game we sleepwalked through the entire
we
thing.
sleepwalked through the 9 minutes. To be really, that was the problem. I mean, the first half, even though it was 0-0, we could have been losing it. It was almost like, right, we're lucky to be 0-0 here. Let's try and go into.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I said it to you at the time. I was like, is this like a deliberate ploy? Are we trying to deliberately play so shit?
rope-a-dope with wheeling them in. We're going to do nothing.
Yeah.
They've done nothing.
Are we then going to go first 5-10 minutes, just go at them and go 2-0 up?
Yeah.
But it just didn't happen.
No.
It was almost the opposite. Yeah.
Maybe it was Wickham's plan and we didn't realise.
Maybe it was that. But I saw a few people comment saying they thought it was a lack of effort, and I didn't think it was actually a lack of effort. I thought it was like there was players out there that I thought just looked mentally drained.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think the example that I would use is Manton that game. Every time he got the ball, he just got rid of it. Whether it be a first time lump up the pitch, lump it out for a throw, and he just got rid of it.
It's just nerves.
It's just someone that didn't want to be on the ball.
Yeah,
he wasn't comfortable
that's
on the
just
ball.
nerves.
And I think there was players out there that were happy to not be on the ball.
A lot of passing the responsibility, a lot of like, if I do the simple thing, I ain't going to lose it, I'm not going to get booed. Not that, to be fair, I thought the crowd were good. Yeah, you always worried, didn't you?
Yeah, we've touched on that a couple of times, and I actually think that the supporters have been incredibly patient through all of this.
You always get the morons on social media, but like actually,
of course. But like actually in the stadium, I think the support has been pretty good. I don't think they haven't got on people's backs. Yeah. Where I don't do it. I don't see the point of doing it. But I think if people had, obviously there's a line. Some people in the past have crossed it, but I think it has been sort of there to be criticised this season. And people haven't. We've been so patient as a whole fan base. We've been very patient with it.
Yeah. I think in the past I've crossed that line, to be honest. It's not after a few beers, don't get me wrong, but you know,
it's hard, isn't it? It's like an impulse, a quick little reaction, and you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
We'll get on it till later, but Rochdale, I did just lose me.
I think a lot of us lost our shit in Rochdale, frankly.
I just lost my head and it just went. I had about a 10-minute rant. People must have been looking, thinking, what the fuck is he going on about? But I just lost my head. It just went for about 10 minutes. And then I started we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Wickham one, it was just...
That was the game when it was about 80 minutes. It was we've had a shot, and that was the first time I thought that there was actually any real negativity from the crowd. It took till 80 minutes, and people come out and say, "Oh, we shouldn't criticise the team." I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. We shouldn't get on the players' backs, but like you say, it comes to a point where you can't put up with it.
Yeah, you just get to that stage where you're like, this is enough now.
But then we have 2 games in a row. We didn't have a single shot on target.
Yeah. I think we've had something like 3 shots in.
Powell,
I think that ended up being Powell's last game, didn't it? Peterborough.
But that Wickham one was definitely. I think we had 1 shot.
1 shot in the 90 minutes.
Yeah, or something like that.
Or 1 shot on target in the 90 minutes.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was quite.
I think there may have been another one that.
Because we've had not so many games. We had a few games since. I've actually kind of forgot about that. I can't even remember. Walsall.
Well, I listened to it. I listened to the second half, and I didn't hear like a single one of our midfielders' names mentioned.
That's been the problem for so many.
Yeah, it's like what you just said. They don't want the ball. No one's like, give me the ball. I'm going to take control of this, and no one's going to be that driving force.
I think that's where. Oh, he hasn't been great this year, but Drew kind of walks into that. He's a bit of a like, give me the ball here. He's not necessarily going to get it and try and run for the team, but he does like to.
Yeah, but he does go forward with it,
and he does then go forward with the ball.
Burton, a couple of times there was a couple of slammy runs, and it might not always necessarily be an end product, but it's better than just.
It's better than what we've been seeing.
Burton was by far his best game of the season, but it was the best game of the season for a lot of players.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought he looked. Going back to Drew quickly, I thought he looked quite good at Walsall and all, but
we might as well go into Walsall now.
Yeah, but he does get to a stage where he looks like he's blowing.
Yeah,
but then,
well, I think that's with Walsall. I think that's what the first half was. It wasn't necessarily the whole 90 minutes. Then, in terms of the actual quality, it wasn't necessarily amazing, but it was everything we've been missing. It was what would be?
I think there was two teams that were like very out of form.
Yeah.
It was kind of always going to be decided by a mistake.
Yeah.
And in the end, it wasn't a mistake by a player.
Yeah. It was our goal was a mistake by their player, and then their goal was a mistake by the ref.
Yeah. So
and our goal we should have scored was
another mistake by the ref.
So
yeah.
I didn't actually get the Walsall, but all I've heard is the work rate was improved.
It was.
Yeah,
it was. There was maybe like the first sort of 10, 15 minutes. Again, you could tell we were nervous.
Yeah, it was just settling in, wasn't it?
You could tell you were nervous, and there was still some slight gaps appearing in our midfield. That was the first time I'd got to see Kiernan playing in midfield. I thought he looked really good. He's definitely like he's a much more physical presence in there.
Yeah.
But you don't need to play the other defensive midfielders alongside him. He can do that himself.
Yeah. I think that is why, in fairness, Menton and Drew worked quite well with him.
Yeah.
When you saw it, because Drew was he was on the right hand side of the three, I think, if I remember rightly. So he was sort of linking up with Elvis a bit.
Yeah.
And he was bombing. He had a run where he bombed forward at the first half, and it kind of looked like what you'd expect from him. But he did tire out. I remember when he went off, there was a few people sort of questioned it, but when
he looked knackered.
He looked knackered.
If you'd actually watched that game, like I know you go to an away game, if you're up like sort of all where the drum is and all that noise is going on, I don't think you're really watching the game. You're just sort of there.
You have a laugh and a chat.
Yeah, you're just sort of seeing it, mate. If you actually watched that game and Yearwood coming off, you would not have been shocked by that. So he played well, but he was out of gas.
Yeah, he was. He just didn't have the legs anymore, did he? He looked really leggy, I thought. And
I thought in that game he got the subs spot on.
And Hyam came on, and the subs in that game were all bang on.
Subs in that game were good. The subs in the Burton game following that, I thought were good.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that he hasn't changed shape, because that must have been my biggest pet peeve.
Well, the one time he has changed shape was Rochdale, in fairness, but that was. We were so shit in that first half, in fairness, that I can understand it, but it just didn't really work.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, back to keep on Walsall at the moment. I thought Turner was class that game.
Yeah.
He was in the free.
Needed to play in the free, didn't he?
And he just had that support and the cover around it. He won every header. I think the Geese won his first header in about the 75th minute.
Well, probably that one for the penalty. It's probably the first time he got in front of him.
Yeah, probably the first time.
The only time he got half a yard on him.
The non-penalty.
Turner's looked good in the three. You just get legs around him and protect him a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't know if he's going to go on next year. I'm sure
it won't be here,
No, I don't think he'll be here for
I'm
years,
not so sure he will. He may carry on. I don't think
he'll carry on. I mean, let's face it. If we go down, maybe he wants it. I don't know, but I personally wouldn't. But
no,
I think you need a bit more legs in there. But you never know, do you? But he was. They were all class.
I think it is going to depend who you play alongside him, or if you're going to play a three, what two you play alongside him. Because it was White and Moore at Walsall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Moore helps him out a lot in there. Yeah, he's got the legs.
Yeah,
it was one of them. We could have been like 2-3 up. Well, we should have been 2 up.
We had the ball in the net twice.
Yeah,
Elvis should have scored.
Yeah,
there was a chance with Kelman. Yes. Elvis should have scored.
Yeah, that's the one really, isn't it? He's just panicked.
Yeah, you wonder with that.
He's gone with the wrong foot.
Yeah,
if you watch it again, he's gone with the wrong foot. If he approaches out of his left foot, he scores all day. Because what's dragged it wide is the fact he's gone with it with his right foot, and he's like facing, he's shaped facing like that post. If you still shape that way, but if you go with your left foot, the ball's literally going to go in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
it's going to go in the bottom corner.
They were pretty shit as well.
Oh, they were shy.
That's what makes it even more annoying.
I think
it was two teams that bang out, because they were banging out of form.
Oh,
it made it one of them games where it was just work hard. Yeah. Because we were fully deserved it.
I think we've seen so many games where we've come out going, fucking hell, they were crap.
Yeah.
And like Walsall
really
lost them. No, we have lost them. But even like support teams off the top of my head, you've had like I thought Plymouth was shit and they beat us.
They beat us like 3-0, didn't they? I thought they were terrible, Plymouth.
But you always find they get a spell, no matter how bad they are. Every team will get like a 10-15 minute spell. It's usually at the start of the second half or something like that.
Yeah.
But Walsall didn't even have that. That's how bad they were.
I think they got the ball for 5 minutes, and then again after that, it was just us again.
Yeah, they had nothing.
That first half, I think it was the last 10-15 of. Oh no, it was before that ridiculous fucking water break. We were battering.
Oh, what's that about?
I've no idea. It was about 15 degrees.
It was a nice day. Don't get me wrong. The sun was out, but fucking water breaks.
It was ridiculous. I don't know.
But I think it's one of them where.
Well, I'm saying I don't think we did. They needed it.
Yeah, but I would have quite liked to have seen us then go, no, we ain't going off.
Yeah,
like,
it was obviously pre-arranged.
That's where you're looking around thinking, who's like leading this group? Who's going, no, stay here.
I was told that was on like 38 minutes. Only as funny, if you've not had one by then, you can wait another 7 minutes.
Yeah, and water's not going to get in your system instantly. It's going, like, if you want something to be making you feel better now, you have that drink at like 2:30.
Yeah.
Not 35 minutes into the game.
I think probably the less said about the ref, the better, because I just can't be bothered talking about that because we've all seen it.
Yeah, but
that's got to be a first though. I don't think I've ever seen in a South End game the 2 yellows and not the red.
No,
that was a first.
I've never seen that live. I've seen it on telly.
Yeah, I've never seen it live.
I've never seen it live. I mean, it's got to be the worst refereeing.
Well, actually, I didn't physically see it live because when he gave that a penalty, I just sank into my chair. I couldn't watch the penalty.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything else after that game.
I understand you actually. I didn't actually see it because I think I was just.
I think
gutted,
I just.
Obviously, at the end of the game, I've seen it on Twitter and that, but we were saying about we might as well go on to Burton now. But before we get on to that, we were saying that I think Chris tweeted saying Luke Frost had something similar in the season.
Yes,
but he then got the red card.
Well, we was expecting white.
So were we.
The only thing we can possibly think of is that refereeing performance was so shit that they've actually gone, just let him play.
Yeah.
Just let him play and we'll deal with the refs.
Yeah.
Well, he's give the suspect penalty.
Because at the end of the day, if Prosser if that's what happened, I'm sure Chris ain't lying when he said it. John White should have been banned.
Oh yeah, he was booked twice.
Well, that's against us, and it was a stupid booking. The first one he got it was.
He had the ball in his hand for about 2 seconds.
And he had it for about 2 seconds.
He's literally picked the ball up. Elvis, I think it was Elvis, was standing there. He was, inverted commas, doing the time wasting. I don't think he was. I think he was just waiting for somebody to move for him. But White then comes over and takes the ball. He's honestly had the ball in his hand for about 2 seconds, and the ref blows up and books him.
Yeah. I mean, so he's physically been booked twice. So, alright, it's against us, but he should have been banned for that Burton game. And that's the only thing I can think of is that they blagged it and said, oh, he didn't technically write it down or whatever, so he's not.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. He should have been banned. He books White, and then Oxley's like booting the penalty spot, trying to scuff it up. So he goes over and books Oxley. I don't think the referee has written that second booking down. I reckon he has,
and they've said just tell him he has.
But I think that's how we've got off of that. I don't think he's written down, so it's not his book. So he hasn't booked
written Oxley down, but not written White down.
I think that's how we've got away with it because it does us out of the player.
Because let's face it,
he should have been better.
I'll be honest with you. If we end up staying up, but whoever goes down, I'd be contesting that. If I was another team. I'd say he got 2 yellow cards. I've seen it it's on footage of him getting 2 yellow cards.
He's played a player.
And he played the next game.
And the following game that he wasn't banned for, we won.
Yeah. If we'd lost it, we wouldn't give a shit. But we won that game. Let's hope it doesn't fucking come down to that. But
no.
I forgot what that felt like winning a game.
Yeah,
talk about that one because that was a good one.
It was actually, to be fair.
It was first one I'd seen since
it was a good day. It was a good one because I actually thought it's one of the few teams I've seen this season, apart from the top like 3 or 4, where I've gone. They were actually quite good.
Burton were a good side.
They were.
They were just shit at the back.
Yeah, they were shocking at the back.
They just couldn't play football.
Stephen Bywater's played professional football for almost 20 years and he still can't kick the ball.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Shit.
Yeah,
absolute bomb scare with the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
Terrible. And
he took toe punting it.
Yeah, and you could tell what they wanted to do. They wanted to try and play out from the back.
Yeah.
But they just didn't have the good enough players to. They didn't have footballers in defence.
Yeah.
They had stereotypical defenders.
They weren't too bad.
No, if they got the ball in the middle, they were moving it well.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so impressed with our performance that day. Because we didn't let them play.
We finally actually performed.
We defended.
We performed. The performance after, I was actually proud of the way we played. There was work rate, there was effort. We dug in. The crowd were tense, but I don't think they necessarily. Well, apart from when they got their goals, it didn't really reflect to the players.
It wasn't negative at all, was
no,
it?
Even
was
when
the best atmosphere in ages.
It was. The atmosphere was spot on.
Yeah, it was a really good. And I think even the players enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because there'd be 1 or 2 of them. Well, it was literally Hearts' first win.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking, "Fuck me, this home."
First home win, wasn't it?
He's probably thinking, "Oh, it's terrible playing at home."
Like,
forget the actual.
Well, it has
losing.
been.
The atmosphere has been crap.
Yeah.
So he was probably like, "Oh, this ain't too bad actually." When it gets going, it's all right. It's
No, the place was bouncing. It was really nice to see.
It was one of them where everyone again just turned up.
And so I didn't actually hear the final whistle.
No,
that's how loud it was. It was so loud that day.
Yeah, I thought Cox was fucking unbelievable.
Everyone just collapsed. I was like, I'm assuming he's blown the whistle.
To be fair, me and he nearly collapsed as well.
Yeah, I said I felt like I played through the game because it was just such a
I couldn't stop fidgeting for like the injury time. I was just like checking my phone for the time,
we made it hard.
Just couldn't stop. I was so nervous.
We made it hard for ourselves. But, so I thought Cox was unbelievable that day. I always say he gives 100% anyway, but he physically collapsed at one point.
There's the expression of covering every blade of grass, but he did.
I'm not just singling that because everyone was great again. I thought that's probably Elvis' best game.
Manson had a good game. Manson had a really good game actually. I'm doing him a disservice by saying just a good game. He was superb to be honest.
Why don't you do that more often?
He actually done well in his actual position. And done what he had to do. It's a shame he sort of doesn't make them it's a shame we don't make a few front post runs and then in back post more often.
But all he did, that goal he scored, all Kitely did was stand that up at the back. He played well. But all he did was stand that ball up at the back post.
That's what I mean. I think
the Burton players
I'm pretty sure we had two runners front post. They ran, so that was where the attention was. He just stood back post.
All he did was jump.
Just jumped at that the geezer.
Free header.
And that was it.
Sometimes keeping it simple. All these whipped balls and whipped balls. Sometimes you just got to stand it up.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good game though. I really enjoyed it. If we'd have seen that at Rochdale and then lost, I would have been fine. But
no, I don't think anybody would have had a problem with that. It's just the games that we've lost this season, we've been shit.
We have stunk the joint out more times than I care to remember this season.
Yeah, it's like Saturday. We're in that awkward. I'm not going to jump the gun, but Sunday we are in that awkward position now. Of do you sort of go all guns blazing, or do you sit there and think, well, we're going to have to try and get him on the break because.
No.
If they play a full strength team,
if we give them the ball, they will destroy us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you have to get at them, I think.
Yeah. It's a do or die. I think we need to not exactly go out and do and die, but we need to compete from minute one.
No, it is. It's like it's a one-game shootout, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got one game to stay in the division.
And how have we still got one game?
If you win it, you stay in the division. Draw or lose it, you're down. I know there is a scenario that if we draw, we possibly could. But don't dress it up like that.
Yeah.
Just win.
Yeah.
The only mission statement you have for that Sunderland game is just go and win. Yeah. Attack them. Because they've obviously got their own frailties in defence because they've kept the same number of clean sheets we have.
Yeah. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, so...
They've won 19 games.
They were like one... They'd kept one more than us, but obviously they had that game in hand, which they played on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So they both played 45 games. I think it's 12, but both kept 12 clean sheets. But you think how poor we've been. We've got one game to stay in the division. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they obviously ship a lot
They
of
obviously just score. Something that's the problem. And
so just play the game in their half.
It's got to be, exactly. But we might as well quickly go back to before we missed out Rochdale.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
You didn't go to Disney.
You're lucky man.
It was just
we choked it, in my opinion. I really believe we choked it.
I agree, yeah.
How many times have we done that with free travel, though?
Yeah,
we never turn up.
I don't know a time we've ever had free travel and won.
Even drawn.
No.
We always lose. Stop doing it.
Ron, if you're listening at any point in time, pay for our tickets. Give us a beer on the coach when we get there or something. Please stop playing for free travel. It's killing us.
Make it cheaper for yourself, Ron, as well.
Yeah. Do what Bill Kenwright did. Chip a $5 in something and get a beer.
Yeah, that was good.
That was decent.
But even like we travel very well anyway. So what did we take? Just over 1,000. Is it 1,000?
1,115, as I seem to remember.
Right. So even if you didn't do free travel for that day,
we would have taken quite a few.
I still reckon you'd take 700. Yeah, we would have taken a decent number.
Yeah.
You don't need to lay on free travel to get us there.
Nah. But then what followed was just a fucking absolute capitulation, really.
Yeah.
Like, the first half was...
Well, seeing the team sheet was kind of thinking, what's he doing here?
Yeah, we might as well start on that first, actually. Because at the time, you don't know the whys, so you sort of go, that's odd, but we'll find out why so and so has been dropped, and then you hear that Hart needed a rest.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Yeah. We've got at that point we had 7 days of the season left. He doesn't need a rest. He's got 7 days.
I was saying to Wallace, there must be more to that.
You've got.
He can't. Like,
in a week's time, you've got 3 months off. Yeah, 2 months off with it. Was that?
Because he's been probably our second best player.
Excellent in the last.
You could argue
the
last
few
player
weeks,
the last few
especially.
He probably
ropey to begin with, but
in my opinion, he's probably going to have sneaked in the top 3 for player of the season.
Yeah, I think he did. With the
Yeah,
trust,
he
got third
came
for the trust.
Oh, with the trust, he did come
Yeah,
third.
it's one of the things I was going to mention later.
Well, there we go. And the official one's obviously on Saturday.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the same 3, won't it? In that order.
So. Yeah.
Probably. Maybe Taylor Moore. But
Yeah.
It would be them 3, really.
But
probably.
yeah, those were the 3 that obviously got the awards, and then plus Taylor Moore. There's not been many other candidates, has there?
Not really.
But,
I mean, Bond changed his mind. It wasn't necessarily rest. He wanted a more defensive-minded player.
That concerns me even more.
Yeah. If I'm being totally honest with you,
because
harsh that sounds.
When we first had Hendry, way back in like 2015, whatever it was, and we were playing that system with wing-backs,
he would have been ideal.
He suited that system really well because that's what he is.
Yeah.
The same as I think Elvis is now, and even Dimitri. I think they're wing-backs.
Yeah, I think Hart is as well. But
I think Coker probably is.
But I did find that baffling that you'd had a player in the team that had been doing reasonably well.
Really well.
And we got a win. We finally got a win.
Yeah.
After 16 tries, we finally got a win. And you've changed the back line.
Yeah, that was odd.
And it was a choice.
And in fairness, I think I was sitting next to you at the point. I might be wrong, but it was a back 5.
Oh, yeah.
It weren't a 3 with wing-backs.
No, it weren't a 3 with wing-backs.
There was large parts of the game where you could look across and we had a line of 5.
So, and then another 2 or 3.
So maybe he does believe that Hendry is the better defender. I personally don't, but maybe he does believe that.
Yeah. If that's what he in my opinion, I think he's wrong.
Yeah.
But if that's his opinion, fine.
Yeah. But it was a bit of a strange one, and even maybe it was to do with everyone has to play. Maybe it's to do with the pitch, but even Drew being dropped was a bit strange.
Yeah, I didn't get that one
because he's been playing well.
Good game against Burton, and
there's certain players had been getting better.
And then when Kyle got injured, he then brought on Dieng and not Drew. It just seemed a bit strange. I thought that one.
Yeah, to have had.
So far,
a point in that game,
quite spot on.
Yeah.
In his 4 games, then that one
got the starting
line.
I kind of so wrong.
The lineup was wrong, and then the subs were wrong. Really, to be honest,
So
we don't have great depth in terms of our subs, in terms of form, but
because our midfielders are all the same.
Yeah, we certainly have a few players to choose from. I think not bringing on Drew was a bit of
Drew's the only one of our centre mids that is a bit different.
Yeah.
He's the only one that will carry the ball.
Yeah.
Now we've got Kiernan playing in that role.
Well, maybe that's
Manton, Dieng and Heim. They're all CDMs.
Yeah, really. They're not really going to be bowling it forward.
No one's carrying it.
No. And then at that point, you've got your more defensive fullback in, and Elvis Blessing was doing his absolute utmost to stem the tide coming against him, but he was having 2-on-1 most of the time.
Well,
there was nothing.
The problem
he's got no winger in front of him.
No.
Well, they had Wilbraham. Obviously, he's about 6'3". Yeah. He was playing like a left-sided. He was left-sided striker, left-sided midfield, but he was high up on the left.
Yeah.
And the problem we had there is when they got a set play or goal kicker, we should have pushed White out there and just said, just drop in for that.
No, they was
just hitting him every time. But they just kept leaving him, and he was trying his best. But
he never give up.
He's not going to win the head.
Wilbraham had a decent low-league striker in fact to him. He's been about for years. He knows how to handle a sort of a young
rookie.
Yeah, he knows exactly what to do. It's going to be put a few elbows in, like not fouling him, but just sort of hurt him a bit. Make it physical, and you're going to win the header. That's what he did.
Well, that's what Wickham did to Aquai the other week. They knew he was a kid, and they just
it was almost like they were fouling him, but because he wasn't intelligent. No, sorry, that's harsh. Because he's not experienced enough to
know when.
Yeah, just sometimes just let yourself get fouled.
You can always let yourself get fouled. He was trying to give it back.
He was almost trying to go, no, you can't do that to me. But he wasn't strong enough, and he wasn't.
He was trying to go toe to toe with him, wasn't he? Sometimes better look. The bloke was all over him. You're getting your shirt pulled off your back. It was a foul. If you go down there, I'm not saying you're going to get every one, but you would have won a lot of free kicks that game if you didn't try and go toe to toe with him.
Definitely, yeah. But unfortunately, the whole 90 minutes for that game was naff, really.
I think I can only say Coxey, Elvis, and Taylor Moore, in my eyes, could say they put a shift.
Yeah.
No, probably got that wrong. Didn't put a shift. Necessarily not put a shift in. But could say they could be proud of the way they played that day.
Yeah, they've done what they could.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for a striker, especially when you're not getting the ball. Like,
I mean, I'd be bored. I think fuck this. I'm not gonna lie. I'd do that. What's the point?
Yeah.
But he was so isolated, and that's not necessarily having a dig at Bun.
No, not
because they're.
No, but he's in the same boat. They're not getting the ball.
Strikers, so they sort of drop deep, and then they're not really.
Yeah. I still don't think we realise what a player we've got with Cox.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think I said it in like the first episode we did that you could turn up to a game like any team in this division. Look at the back of the programme, and like even Sunderland. I'm going to go as far as saying Sunderland. If you saw his name in their squad, he would not look out of place.
Funny enough,
he's better than that fucking Chris Maguire.
Oh yeah, shit.
That's what I mean. So we do not realise what a player we've got in Simon Cox, and we do not use him at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, oh yeah. What this game on Saturday? If we don't set out to try and win this game, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But even if
we just got to be on the front foot.
But even if Bond tries to set out, I can't imagine he will. But say he does try and set out to not lose the game, and we are a bit defensive. If you're a player in that team, surely you're going to go, fuck this.
Yeah.
We got to win this game.
Yeah.
Someone's got to take control of that and go, no, we're going to get at this. Surely we've got to go for it.
Say we go. It's a hard one, I think, for him to choose because I agree that you do have to go for it. Really, don't be an idiot about it. We've got to go for the win.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying Elvis going to stand up front all day.
But say if we do go to defend it and let's go for a 0-0, so to speak, and we get to that 80 minutes and it is 0-0.
And the other game's 0-0.
You will get players going, tell you what, we're alright here. We're alright.
See, I'm the other way. I'm looking for someone going, I'm going to be the hero.
No, I think you will get other people be like, fuck that, give me the ball and score.
Yeah.
Like you'll get a free kick in a decent position. You'll get Simon Cox or even like Sam Hart. Like, give me the ball. I'm going to hit this. I'm ready to go in.
Yeah.
You know, we're taking this, and then we'll actually defend. Do you know what I mean? Like, then we'll see the game.
Oh yeah, I don't mind if it's late in the game and you've nicked a goal with like 10 left. Then
if we get a goal in the first 5 minutes, just try and see it out. I'm not saying.
So that's like
no, just see it out.
You get it
because I'll be totally.
Because we won.
If I'm being totally honest with you though, I think we're going to lose. There's not a single bit in me that thinks we're going to win. To be totally honest with you. It's not me being negative, I just don't think
I think we'll win.
I wish I had your confidence, mate. Every time I think I can start talking myself into
we might be alright. I thought we were going to be Wimbledon, I thought we were going to be Plymouth, we were going to be Walsall. All of these teams.
Yeah, but they're the ones
to be honest.
They were the ones we were expected to win because they were the shit teams down there with us.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's
we're
what I mean.
Expected to win now.
But this is the game that nobody's going to expect us to win. You watch a shit house of result in this one.
Be amazed if we did.
We'll get a result. It's just typical. We've never done anything the easy way. We couldn't even get promoted the easy way.
No, that's very true. It is a very South End way of doing it.
We're even getting relegated the hard way. We're not just thinking up.
I've written something down here that I just want to bring up, and it was like, do you think there's ever been an occasion like this where the team currently not in the relegation zone are the favourites to go down? Because you'd have to say we probably are because of the fixtures.
It's a fixture quiz.
Because of the fixtures, we've got to be the favourites to get relegated, and we're not currently in the bottom four.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's
right. We do have to be. Of course, we have to be out of that.
And we've only been in the bottom four. Was it 1 week or 2 weeks of the season?
I think it was 2.
So typical us to pick the time to actually drop back into it last day of the season. Not doing things the easy way.
I'm encouraged by their result in the week.
Yeah.
Not because I now... right, I'm going to say at this point first, and I've got another bit to go on. It's like, we got a draw at Fleetwood. We got something out of that game, and Fleetwood have gone and beat Sunderland.
Who needed to win.
Needed to win to have any hope of the top two still alive. But that proves they're beatable.
Oh,
they are beatable. They ship a lot of goals.
4 games. They're more than beatable because of the fact
they must have drawn the most games in the entire football league.
So because they are more than beatable.
I don't even mean just League One. In the entire football league, they must have drawn the most games.
Yeah, I mean,
it's ridiculous.
They're obviously naff at the back, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They're obviously defensively poor.
I don't know who the goalkeeper is. But if
it's at McLaughlin.
If it's I
think he's like Bird, is it him?
Yeah, I think it is him. If it was either of them two that were in that documentary, we'll win this no problem.
We'd win 8-0. Jesus, get Lee Camping going, mate.
Of course, you got the counter argument that Sunderland want to bounce back. They'll want to go into players in full. They'll want to actually win to try and avoid Charlton in the semi-final.
Is that out with?
I believe so.
To be honest with you, you're right, because Charlton, they're the form team.
They are.
Yeah, I think Charlton do it.
I'd back Charlton in it. I originally, before the season started, I said it would be Barnsley and Sunderland autos and Portsmouth playoffs. I mean, Sunderland, they're not fucked it, but they haven't been as good.
Luton surprised everyone.
Luton have shocked everyone really, but Portsmouth, whilst I think they're decent, Charlton.
I think Charlton win the playoffs. They hit. I think they've only lost once in 2019.
They were the ones that beat Luton, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did. Yeah.
They beat Luton.
But we nicked a point off them with 10 men.
Yeah. Weird, isn't it?
It's so bizarre, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
But until the Burton game, for me, it was only that and the comeback against Portsmouth.
Yeah. I missed that one.
We've shown anything.
What do you make of? I don't know if you've seen, like, there's been two or three quotes from Bond pre-match for the Sunderland game, and he said one about he now realises the situation we're in, and that if a bit late.
Great times.
If Hopper and Humphreys hadn't been injured, then we wouldn't be in this position.
Funny enough,
I mean, he's probably correct, but with all due respect to him, if they weren't injured, Chris Powell probably still be manager.
Yeah. So, it wouldn't be Kevin Bond saying that.
Yeah.
No. No, I've probably got here, if no injury to Hooper and Hopper, they'd possibly be in the running for Player of the Year, because Hopper started fantastically. We would probably be safe, and just another half a dozen goals from somewhere we would have been.
Yeah. But I mean, I just find it they were weird comments. I mean,
is this what he said about Harry? I noticed Harry buys players, and then when we need them, Harry goes out and gets the players, and sometimes when we don't, and he's sort of kind of commenting on the massive injuries, and when you get two or three injuries at a club our size, we're going to struggle. Well, sorry, Kev, you should have worked that one out.
Did he not realise what he was walking into? Like, you literally got a 6-game contract.
That's kind of where I'm going to say it. That them comments sounds to me like he's almost resigned to the fact we are going to lose.
Yeah.
He's saying,
and he knows he ain't getting the job.
He ain't getting the job before he goes down.
It kind of sounds like,
I'm sure.
There's a bit of a shit comment to come out with the day or 2 days before we're playing our most important game.
Because he started, like, the first interview he did, and I know it like talks cheap and whatever, but he sounded quite good. I quite liked what I heard from him. I'm not going to guarantee anything. We're just going to work hard. We're going to try and work harder than the opposition. Well, and that's what we did. We've done that in a couple. In the majority of the games he's been in, we have done that.
I've been fine with him, really. Although, again, going back to Rochdale, that was a bit shit. But to that comment today, I thought that's bizarre.
Well, he had 6 games. He had 6 games. We had 2 stinkers, Rochdale and Wickham.
Yeah.
We had 2 draws, Fleetwood and Walsall. We've had 1 win, and we've got 1 left.
Yeah, let's make it the pattern.
Let's get some symmetry to this show.
2-2-2. Yeah.
Well, I'd be more than happy if it does, but I just think it's a bit of a crap comment to make, even for the players.
Yeah.
Because I'd be a bit like, so what? We're shit, are we now then?
Do you know what I mean? Cheers, Gaffer.
Yeah, it'd be one of them for me.
Thanks for reinforcing it, boss.
Yeah.
Because
everyone's sitting looking at Hopper in the treatment room. It's your fault.
Yeah.
It was so unfortunate because I do think possibly the only good thing Chris Powell did. I've tried not to be really harsh with this, but I think he did sign 2 decent young centre forwards with Humphreys and Hopper.
Yeah,
I do think they're good. When they're fit, they will be good.
Yeah.
To have had both of them ruled out with injuries, what a kick in the dick that was. Yeah. Especially the Humphreys one.
Yeah.
Because
what
are the chances?
That's your last throw of the dice. You think it's come off, and then the dice falls off the table.
And he gets his face smashed in.
Yeah.
That is.
So that.
But he looks like he could be in contention. Would you start him?
I think he's playing.
I think
he'd have to start.
Yeah. If you're not aware, if anyone's listening to this is not aware, he put something on Instagram that he's got a new mask.
He's got a new mask, yes.
Which has got much bigger sort of eye holes.
Because we were talking about this. It can't have been easy. The game he played, it was Wickham, wasn't it? He played. And you could see he was doing his hardest. And even when they took him off, he still looked like he had
he looked a bit gutted to be coming. He looked like he realised it was the right thing to do.
Looked like he knew.
He knew he should be, but it was a bit like, I've probably got a bit more.
It's almost one of them though, isn't it? He might be looking around and seeing the likes of Hopper like banged up with a very serious knee injury and thinking, well, there's nothing wrong with my legs. I can still run.
He was fucked after the game. Someone saw him and said he was
Yeah, he
Of
was
his
limping to his car.
but-
Yeah, something
But
like that
he
sort of-
looked like when he was walking off the pitch or jogging, whatever it was, he looked like he could have given him like an extra
Another 10 minutes.
you know what I
So,
mean?
yeah.
So he looks like he's up for it.
But I don't see the point in him getting this new mask done
if he's not
going to play.
No, he has to play.
Why else would you be having that manufactured when there's one game left?
Yeah,
The
and
season-
he's having an operation.
The season's
with his nose
finishing, and
whatever
you're
else.
getting your nose fixed in the closed season. Why else would you be getting
Yeah.
that mask made? I think he's playing.
But what would Bond say last week? Oh, he's out for the season. We're not using if we
Were they getting this mask?
Maybe. Well, unless it was a case of we beat Rochdale, we don't need him. We don't beat
That's what it
Rochdale.
would be.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
we need
what
to
it
make.
would
I
be.
think that's
He's
got
now
to
gone. Oh
especially
shit!
as I believe Bun's injured
Yeah,
again.
Harry Bunn's injured.
Oh, of course he is. He's played for like a few weeks.
Yeah.
He was due one, wasn't he?
So,
And Lennon may be back. So
Don't bother.
no. What are we thinking about a lineup then? Where would you go?
If Bun's out,
I'd stick with the same formation to be honest.
I would stick with it. But I would play the 3 and then the wing backs.
Yeah.
I would not play a flat 5.
No, no,
Jesus.
so yeah.
Oh.
When I say football, I mean
the Burton formation.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
go Burton and Walsall, like actual.
Yeah, but I'd bring Drew back in. I
Yeah.
can't
Well,
for
he
the
has to
life of
again,
me figure out why he came out.
Again, Hines injured, so
So yeah, Hines
Yeah.
out now for
Shock.
the season.
He's
Yeah.
played 12 times
is he?
in 45 games.
More.
And it will be 46.
It's
Oh
more.
yeah, there's more because there's cup games.
Is that including sub appearances?
Yeah, I think there was 2 sub appearances,
Because
10 starts.
I don't think I can count the fingers on one hand the times I've seen him actually play for us. Certainly, I can't count the number of times.
I mean, I haven't done many
If I
away
went
games
through it, I
this
probably
season.
could, but I couldn't tell it off my head.
No. I mean, great goal at Fleetwood. I'll give him that. But
I saw the first game of the season. He played in that, got injured.
yeah,
No, do you know what? Off the top of my head, I've probably seen about half of his appearances because I've not done many away games this year.
I haven't done a huge number myself, but I don't see him having. Can't remember seeing him having a good game for us. I'm almost thinking go to a 4-4-2. I like the 4-4-2. I'm a 4-4-2 kind of guy, and I think you've got to go Macca and Kitely. You're possibly playing for your careers. I know they've both probably got contracts for next season, but
well, as we understand it,
save us.
there could be all sorts of implications with relegation.
that's
So
what I mean.
we don't know that,
Contract,
so we
contract,
won't go into contract. But yeah, it's not a bad theory, is it? But
Yeah, and I'd be tempted to obviously Taylor Moore, and then either White or if Kiernan's back available, Kiernan and Little with Elvis and Hart, and then
Hart's
Drew
not
and Mantham in the middle.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And Cox
necessarily.
and Humphreys up top.
I might say
You starting Humphreys?
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you'd have
you know.
I think I will.
I don't think there's a wrong answer to this one. I think it's because everyone would pick something different. I think with this.
Well,
Like, sometimes when there's a game and everyone would pick the same
Yeah.
team. This one, I think there'll be so many people saying, "I'll do this,
With-
do that." Maybe put Humphreys on the bench and bring him on for the last half hour so he's fresh.
Yeah, but with that one, if Bun's injured, what's he going? No
Yeah,
disrespect to
they'll
the
play
kid. What's he
Kelman.
going to do? Start Kelman?
Yeah.
Not fair on Kelman.
He's 17.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
He
like
shouldn't be in this position.
But that's what I'm saying. There's so many scenarios with this that because it is a shit or bust, people will be so. There'll be so many people on the fence, or some people will be like.
I would go
Some
the
people
other
will
way.
probably be like, "Nah, defend
And
for 90 and try and
let
keep
him
on
go
the
for an hour,
break."
let him go
Yeah,
for 70
I
minutes.
would start Humphreys. I'd be like,
Try
give me
and
everything
win,
you got
yeah.
for an hour.
Yeah.
And then if I need to take you off and I need to bring on the kid, that's when I'll do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go the other way around.
No.
I would. So.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It'd be interesting who he puts on the bench in terms of a striker.
Well, I guess he'll go Kelman if he starts with Humphreys.
Probably Wabbo.
Wabbo
I
or
wonder if
Aqua,
he'd go Aqua, just because although he's
Bit of a battering ram, isn't
he just is big, he's a target.
Mm.
he?
Yeah.
But we've had one win in 17 games, and somehow it is still in our hands. So
Yeah,
I suppose
That's remarkable. isn't it?
you know, it just shows how terrible League One's been this year.
I think it's been atrocious.
Yeah.
I keep saying it, I think it's been atrocious.
The way we've played since earlier, we should have been down months
Yeah.
ago.
Well, it's not even just us though.
No.
No, it's not.
I've seen so many. I keep saying it. So many teams I've watched, and it's like, fucking hell, like.
Well,
yeah,
someone could stay up with less than 50 points.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which
That's
is
crap.
I think
more
it's
than one
just-
team could well stay
Yeah,
up with less than 50
yeah.
points.
Yeah. I mean,
We
That'd be
we
good
still
stuff.
could.
well, I've got the. I was going to mention the Player of the Year. Got the Shrimpers. We mentioned it earlier. The Shrimpers Trust Player of the Year.
The Simon Cox of the Year award.
Obviously, yeah. was obviously Simon Cox.
Yeah,
Bishop
100%.
was second and Hart was third.
Yeah.
We obviously got the normal sort of Player of the Year awards. Anyone maybe you think?
I have
we said
actually
Taylor
voted.
Moore,
Yeah, the voted obviously Coxey. Yeah, Tatum was a really good shout for me because whilst he hadn't played a few games until just recently, he's been good. And for a centre half, trying to play the ball out rather than just wellying it clear.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a bit unlucky to be dropped. And, you know, the reason was supposed to go up against a more physical side. Well, you know, he's a big geezer. He don't lose too many headers.
Yeah.
A bit surprised that one. So, yeah, as much as I'd love to say I'd see him here next year, I've got a feeling he's going on bigger and better things.
Absolutely no chance he'll be here next season. Which is, again, I'm saying I really like it. I haven't actually voted, to be honest. I didn't know you could.
Yeah,
I haven't voted.
I mean, I would have gone Simon. I probably would have gone Cox, Moore, and Hart in that order.
Yeah.
What did you vote?
You just literally vote for the top one.
Right.
Which obviously Cox.
I'd love to have a look at the percentages.
Yeah,
because
it must be an
Simon Cox must have at least 90% of the vote.
I would have thought so. It's probably the most. It's definitely the most one-sided player of the year. What I've seen.
Yeah, it's the one you never want. If it ends up being a relegation season, you don't want it, do you?
Not really. No, I can imagine he was almost being there. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah. Walking in, I know I've won.
Give it to me now, I'm off.
I mean, I saw someone mention it. I thought it was quite a good sort of way of looking at it. And it was if you're going to include Hart in your sort of, say he was bigger top three, if you're going to include Hart, you're probably going to have to sort of include, in terms of your thinking, Hopper.
Yeah.
Probably played about the same amount of games. And I know it was at the start of the season.
Yeah.
He was flying.
No doubt. I mean...
So if you look at it, because you always forget it. When a sack happens that early, you tend to forget about it, and you always remember what's happening now.
Yeah, because you vote at the end, you remember.
I think that's why Hart has come third.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hart not White. I think that's why he's come third.
Because he's been in decent form for the last couple of months.
It's just fresh in your mind.
Yeah. He started poor. I thought he looked terrible when he came in, but then he just got there absolutely every game.
I thought he was a downgrade on a downgrade, you know.
Yeah, but he's just got better and better, and fair play to him. So,
you mentioned Hopper. Am I right in thinking he's still a second top scorer?
I was going to ask that. Actually, I think he probably is joint second top goal scorer, and he hasn't played since October.
That probably sums it up, really, didn't it?
Who's third?
Manson, I think.
I think they're joint on 7. I think Manton's got 5 but 2 in the cup. So So in league it'll be Hopper, but
start of the season, Hopper was in better form than Cox.
Yeah.
Hopper was smashing him in.
Yeah.
Which probably means Klowski's about 5th top scorer.
Yeah, he's probably up there, isn't he? He's got about 4.
Who's got 1? You're making the top 5.
Yeah. That is a bit naff when you think about it, but like you say, that's where the problems have lied, really, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's been no other goal scorer.
I reckon another half a dozen goals would probably earn us another couple of points, and we wouldn't be here arguing why.
Even a 1 goal, really, wouldn't it?
One goal in one game would have done it.
Yeah, that Walsall game would have done us. Yeah. The Taylor Moore's goal that he blew for half time when the ball was bouncing on the floor.
Yeah. So what? Is there any other awards at the end of the season?
Goal of the season.
Goal of the season.
That's going to be Kelman.
Save of the season. So you had, I think, 3 from Bishop and 3 from Oxley.
I couldn't say.
It was the Bishop one. I can't even remember who it was against. It might have been against.
He's made a couple of great saves.
He's
probably going to be from off the top of my head. I can remember more saves he's made than Oxley. It's because I've seen him more recent, in fairness. So I'd go with one of these.
It was a Bishop save.
Was it Gillingham?
One against Gillingham.
Because he got man of the match that day, didn't he?
Yeah,
he kept a clean sheet.
Honestly, can't remember. I think there were 3.
Yeah, there was a couple that game. He had a blinder that game.
Yeah, an absolute blinder. So that would be him.
He's got an assist this season as well, which is more.
Yeah, isn't it?
Is that it? Though, is it just those player season?
There's just the 4, yeah.
But that they have like a different sponsor. Because who sponsors the man of the match?
Someone different every time, isn't it? Right,
is it not the casino? Do they not do something?
I think we might win.
I've not been left by then, to be honest. This season,
back in the pub.
I'm back in the spread. Actually, again, but
free advertising for the spread then.
Yeah. Other drinking establishments, aren't they?
Absolutely.
We might as well move on. I want you to talk about Simon Cox in more sort of detail, actually, in terms of obviously getting player of the season. I think that summed this season up, but I don't necessarily want to mention the actual thing, but there was a story recently that came out, and he's had like a few sort of personal problems, like off the pitch. And I think if you see someone that's, you were saying earlier, Wallace, that if his form had have dipped, and then you read the reasons why, you'd understand it. So I think the fact his form hasn't dipped, and he's like set the example for everyone else, really. You know, if everyone else had been playing like Simon Cox, we wouldn't be in this position. Regardless of the injuries, we wouldn't be in this position.
Yeah, I mean, you can see he cares about the club.
I think he just cares about himself.
It's just his job, isn't it?
Well,
He's just a proud footballer.
Yeah.
I think he's a proud. He's happy to be. He likes playing football. I think he's happy to be a footballer.
Mm.
You know, whereas there's one or two of them you sort of look at and you think, do you really?
I think quite often
this
season,
but it's almost like they don't want to be there sometimes.
Yeah.
So you should be in
when you're in a bit of a slump, you're looking around and stuff. There's so many times this season we've all said, not just the three of us sitting here, but like anyone that's been to a game this season must have sat there and thought, like, where's the leader in this team? There's your leader right there.
Yeah.
Well, we went to that Roy McDonald thing, didn't we? That talk after the Burton game. Yeah. And so he himself had seen Walsall and Burton. And within 5 minutes, someone else asked about, would you make a Southend? And he said, well, if you didn't have Simon Cox, you'd been in hell of trouble.
Yeah.
He was like, he's everything you want from a striker.
Yeah.
He was like, he runs between the lines well, he works the channels well, he finds gaps that no one else does, he works hard.
And we've spent 80% of this season booting the ball over his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And him being the
But I think it's to show, it's absolutely.
I just think it's so disrespectful. It's disrespectful for a coach or a manager to go, right, you, talking to the centre half, you, boot it over his head, make him run.
Yeah.
It's just so disrespectful. You don't realise how good he is.
Yeah.
We've missed him about massively this season, and if we do lose him in the summer, that's our own fault because.
No, it is.
I think we'll go down. I think certain players will have contracts looked up.
I think we'll have to.
I think we'll mutually agree with some people that.
Well, I think we're going to have to.
Yeah,
it's going to cost us a hell of a lot of money.
And he's one of them.
Cost us less in the long run.
And he's one of them. I think. I might be wrong. He might generally love the club, if you get me, or love the area and think, I want to stay. I'm happy to take a pay cut about it, but you never know. But if he does go, because of the season he's had and with the things off the pitch, if he goes, I hope he signs for a decent League One club.
And goes and smashes
I hope he goes and smashes it and they win the league or something.
Yeah. He deserves something.
Some of the shit he's had to play through this season.
Yeah.
And the fact that some supporters earlier in the season, especially, didn't appreciate the player we had there.
Yeah, but
I can't get over that.
He's still one that will always get me. He still gets called fat. There's some of our fans think he's overweight.
He gets called fat by people that are fat. So, I mean,
we all wish we was as fat as him, basically.
He goes in like.
Oh yeah, if Simon Cox is fat, fucking give me a burger.
he goes on holiday like in pre-season. It goes like and has personal training on holiday. I mean.
Yeah.
If that ain't professional.
Yeah, almost looks like he's not actually having a holiday.
Yeah,
he's still working.
Like, fuck that. You know what I mean, like, and if that ain't been a model pro, I don't know what it is. So yeah, fair play.
He's just a proud professional.
I think that's what it is. I don't necessarily buy it when people say, "Oh, he doesn't love the club" and all that. Like, I don't really care, to be honest. I'm not. I'll be totally honest with you. If I was a footballer and I was paying for,
I'll be a mercenary.
I don't know. Huddersfield, I wouldn't really give a shit about them. I'll be totally honest with you.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really
pull
care.
a short straw.
But I'd be proud about being a footballer, and I'd want to walk off the pitch knowing I've given him everything every game, and that's what he does.
Well, that was like, it's not related to Cox specifically, but it's like talking about being proud. Is that I coach a kids team, and last week one of my players turned up. I weren't expecting to see him because he broke his toe the week before, missed the game the week before. So I was like, I wasn't expecting to see you today, and I thought you'd broken your toe. And he's gone, I have, but I'll be alright. And I was like, that same injury has had Harry Lennon out for 3 months. But but I'm going to link this in to what we need on Saturday, and I've mentioned it on Shrimper Zone. People must know who I am by now. That's what these players have got to get back to. Before you were getting paid all this money, before you had a nice car and a nice house and a nice watch on your wrist, you were that kid.
Yeah. And
you didn't care if you had a broken toe. You wanted to play football, we mate.
Yeah.
So just go and play football and have some fun.
It is true, isn't it? It is true. We have had some injuries this season. You think you might now carry on through that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying one's like the actual ligament damage.
Oh yeah.
That's obviously complete. And Humphreys, I'm sure he couldn't carry on after he's been fucking
when his nose on the back of his head.
Yeah, I mean, there's been one or two when you watch and you think, really?
Yeah.
Really? Is that seriously? Are you going to be out?
So I'd mentioned it to you, like we've gone from the last sort of 4 years having a player like Michael Timlin, who wanted to play on when his forehead was hanging off. You could see his skull.
Yeah.
And we had David Worrell play for us in the same week that his baby son died.
And scored the winner.
And banged the winner.
And Barry Cole, who literally had to work for an hour and a
hour
half before the game.
Well, probably,
I think even Anton Ferdinand had to do something.
I think it's similar.
An hour stretch before the game.
Yeah. So we've now gone from there.
Shit, if you remember rightly.
Yeah, his mum died.
In fairness, but he went through shit.
Yeah, so
he still played.
Well, the whole family went through shit.
Yeah.
Like, Rio's wife died. Then the mum passed away. But so we've gone from all that players that were dealing with a lot of shit, and we've now gone. Oh, I've got a tight hammy. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like you might have done if you've torn your hamstring.
I'm not necessarily saying you haven't.
But if you've no, I'm asking that question. How injured are you? How injured are you? Or are you just a bit tight?
Yeah.
Because if you're just tight, stretch.
Run it off.
Just stretch before you play.
We wanted to basically touch base with the Barry Core retirement.
Oh, bless him. Barry's had to hang the boots.
Absolutely gutted.
I would have had him back. I would have had him in my team.
Yeah, it almost sounds ridiculous, but I'll tell you what, if he was fit in January, and I would have signed him. I would have 100% said, you know, you got 20 minutes in your game, we'll have you. We'll stick you
whatever we were going to pay for this Walsall fella, I'd have given it to him in wages.
I would have 100% rather Barry Core over that kid who can't even get in the fucking Walsall thing. Well,
he scored the penalty against us.
And it was only goal.
Was it not him?
No, that was. I don't know if you remember it. We tried to sign 2 or 3 players on loan as well in January.
Yeah.
Right. And he was one of them.
Was he one of them?
I think he came from Watford.
Oh yeah, no.
He was one of them. He went to Walsall, and obviously then we tried to get this Walsall. Right. Was that Morgan Ferrier?
Morgan Ferrier, that's it. Yeah.
I think it was that Sterling. No, I don't know. I think I made that up. But we tried to sign Sterling from, I think, Spurs. He went to Sunderland, I think.
Yeah, there was someone.
We tried to sign 2 or 3 players.
I remember the Watford bloke going to Walsall.
Yeah, it was him. I don't know what his name was. But yeah, when I saw that news that you retired, absolutely gutted. Yeah. It's probably my favourite player of all time.
Well, that was the day after.
Quite a bold statement, I think.
The day after we had that Walsall game, wasn't it? So it was like, right, can this weekend get any fucking more?
Yeah, it was just the whole thing.
That was Saturday morning.
I just loved the fact that there was just something about him when he played. He just gave it, but you could see he gave everything. Yeah. You could see he cared, and he'd sometimes see he got sent off, but he had a bit of a character, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Like.
And you could tell the players liked him.
Yeah,
you could tell he was very well liked.
100%.
Fans liked him, the players liked him. And what did he have? Was it just 2 managers in here? Starrick and Brown.
Yeah. I love the fact when Starrick, the stories that Barry tells about when Starrick tried to sign him, he was on the verge of signing for Gillingham, and Starrick rings him up and goes, "Where are you, big man?" He says, "Oh, I'm just about to sign for Gillingham." Fucking get yourself to Southend. I'll see you at 8 o'clock in the morning. That game at Exeter where he come off the bench, him and Freddie come off the bench, and obviously he scored, Freddie scored. Oh my god, proper Royal over stuff.
I think that's my favourite moment for him.
17
I remember that ball, I can't remember if it was a corner or free kick.
It was corner,
I think it sort of got headed out or it got flicked out or whatever, and it's just, I've never seen a more powerful header from like a sort of a standing position. He sort of just leant back and just.
There was like
so much power.
17 months of frustration in that swing of the neck.
Yeah. And it was just...
It was in front of me, so I was had to be in the North Bank for that game. The look on his face was just I'm back.
Sheer emotion in that.
And unbelievable.
He said that about him, but yeah, I thought we'd at least end on the... a hero retirement.
Something positive. These have ended up being 3 pilot eps, but
where we're just testing everything.
I think they've gone quite well.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we will be back at the start of next season. Hopefully.
Well, I'll be enjoying myself, boys. So thanks for having me on.
Welcome back anytime.
That's alright. Yeah, welcome back anytime.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have like some music. We'll have an intro or whatever. Follow the Twitter at Custard Splat Pod. Got a bit of a following on there now.
Nearly got more followers on that than I have on my personal one. Which in fairness is only about 10. But yeah. So.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll leave it there.
Right. Bye.
See you later.